Hey everyone, welcome and thank you so much for choosing to come here and practice with me today. If you're new, I'm Abby and I'm going to be guiding you through this feminine energy and feminine power flow. So obviously you don't have to be a woman to do this practice. If you're a man and you've come to join this one today, what I will say is just kind of keep whatever resonates with you out of this and then just leave what doesn't. Physically, we're going to be working into the hip space quite a bit. And although we are going to be having some nice, nourishing, nurturing postures, we are also going to be getting into this, again, this feminine power that we all have within us, but can sometimes get a little bit lost through life and just, day to day, all the responsibilities, all of just everything that kind of happens to us. So yeah, we're going to tap back into that inner fire. So you might want to block for this practice if you've got one, don't worry if not. Grabbing any other props that you might want to use, any blankets, bolsters, and we will get started. So I'll meet you on the mat. Okay, so if it feels comfortable for you, I'm going to invite you to begin in Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet together. You can always prop cushions under the knees. Take a little sway of the knees to begin, start to ease into that hip space. And then when you're ready, rest in the hands, maybe just in this little gap between the legs. Take a big roll back of the shoulders, eyes closed. We take a few minutes to ground, to arrive. Maybe you want to have a little sway from side to side. And then gradually ease your way into stillness. Taking those full, deep breaths. And just begin to notice. Notice what you have brought to the mat, to your practice today. Notice your energy levels. Notice your thoughts. And today, as with every practice, but even more so, see if you can really tap into your intuition. Trust yourself, trust that you know what is best today for you, for your body. Allow that to be your guide as we flow. We'll be moving a little bit, one breath, one movement, so this fluid type of practice, this kind of dance with the breath, allowing us to hopefully really get into the body, out of the head. But just know that as we move today, the most important thing is that it feels good, feels beneficial. Start to take deeper breaths. As you inhale, really allowing the belly to expand. And then as you exhale, dropping the shoulders down and back. So often we can find that we're holding ourselves in a certain way throughout the day. Maybe we're breathing in. Now is the time to just let it all go. Take up space. Taking one last deep breath. And then let's begin with a big sigh together. So when you're ready, inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, let it go. Next inhale, gently open the eyes. Let's reach the arms above the head, take a nice big stretch. And then as you exhale, left hand comes towards the right thigh, right fingertips behind. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take a little twist. Try and keep length through the spine as we ease into that twist. Last breath. And then inhale, reaching the arms all the way back up through center. Exhale, right hand towards the left thigh. Inhale, lengthens the chest. And exhale to ease into your twist. One last breath there. And then inhale, reaching the arms up through center. Exhale, start to walk the fingertips down. You could always cross the legs as well if that feels more comfortable. Let's just take a little bit of movement with the breath. So inhale, lengthens the spine. Exhale, soften into that space, into your fold. 3 more like that. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale to soften. Inhale, lengthen, not worrying about how low we get, just notice how it feels into the inner hips. Last breath. Exhale into that fold. And then inhale, starting to walk the hands all the way back. And just sliding the hands to the outsides of the thighs so we can gently bring the knees up. Soles of the feet come down to the mat, and then just take a little sway into that hip space, just dropping the knees from side to side. And then we're going to come to meet in our tabletop. So you could cross the ankles over or sweep legs around. Come onto all fours, planting the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. And to begin, we're just going to ease the hips from side to side. So just see how that feels. So again, every little new movement we come to today, have a check-in. Notice what's going on in body. And also moving into the hip space, around our sacral chakra. So this is our center for creativity. So allow yourself to just move in any way that feels good, even if it doesn't feel like yoga. Just totally forget what it looks like. Let's take it a little bit more circular now. So choose a direction and then send the hips all the way around. So think about this movement coming from the pelvis, coming from the hips. Move fluidly, coming all the way forward and then send it all the way back. Do 2 more that way. Making the movements as big as you would like to. Last one. And then we'll switch directions. So again, hips out to the side. So we're focusing on that hip space, but we're also easing into the wrist there as well. And also mobilizing through the spine, just moving on all these different planes of movement that we maybe wouldn't kind of usually do throughout our day. Last one. And then tucking the toes under, send the knees a little bit wider, start to ease the hips back towards the heels, reach fingertips forwards and come onto the fingertips. So we've got this little cage with the hands. Relax the chest down to the mat, maybe the forehead comes down. Take a little sway there from side to side, or maybe a drop through the armpits. Still trying to gently ease back, so push the hips back. Really stretch through sides of the waist, relax through head and neck. Taking one last breath. And then gradually come all the way back forward, meeting back in that tabletop position. So knees underneath the hips, give the toes a little tap out. And then tucking the feet under, take a big breath in as we lift and lengthen the chest, shoulders move back, and exhale, coming to meet in our first downward facing dog. As we arrive there, again, think about this fluid, this free movement. So maybe this is really big today. Maybe we kind of sway all the way forward, all the way back. You might want to twist, relaxing through head and neck, pedal through the feet if that feels good. And 2 more deep breaths there. Again, just allowing the body just to go wherever it naturally seems to want to go. And then when you're ready, let's come to meet in stillness. We're going to take a few waves here. So on an inhale, roll the body forward. As you exhale, lower the knees a little wider than hips width and send the hips all the way back to the heels. Inhale, roll through the spine, chin to chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 more there. Inhale, rolls the body forward. Exhale, lower the knees, send the hips back. Inhale, roll through the spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more. Roll it forward. Send the hips back. Think about, again, just moving intuitively forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last one. Inhale, roll through the spine. Exhale back. Think about this kind of water-like movement today. Roll it forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, meeting back in stillness. Take a breath. And then inhale, lift the right leg up high. Exhale to bend into right knee, open into that hip space. Root down through fingertips, through base knuckles as we try our best to square off the shoulders. And then flexing the right foot. See how high we can bring that right knee, just as high as we need to really feel that stretch through the hip space. Taking one more breath. And then inhale, squaring off the hips slightly. Exhale, right foot steps towards the right thumb. Lowering the back knee. Untuck the toes there as we meet in our low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Reach the arms up and roll the shoulders back. Take a big breath. Feel fully supported there through the feet. So push down through the feet. Little tilt of the pelvis. One more breath in. Breath out. From there, you're going to send that right forearm down towards the right thigh and see if you can just pivot on the left knee. So left toes go out and then turn the chest to the left, if that makes any sense whatsoever. We're thinking like a modified side angle shape here. And then see how it feels to slightly ease into that right hip and then lengthen through the left side body. You could always pad under that left knee if that feels a little bit more comfortable. Relax through head and neck. Maybe we ease a little further. And then we're going to take a few flows here with the breath. So from here, you're going to inhale to tap the left fingertips down towards the mat, or you could bring hand to hip. Exhale, bring it forward. Forearm comes to thigh. 3 more there. Inhale, send it back. Tap the fingertips. Exhale forward, using the obliques as well as getting into that hip space. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Last one, I think. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale there, pause. Exhale, left hand comes down to the mat. Let's frame the foot with the right hand. Pivot on that back knee, tuck the back toes. Lift in the back knee and then breathe in to sweep the right leg high. 3-leg dog. Exhale, right toes meet the left, downward facing dog. Vinyasa if you would like it. Inhale, rolls the body forward. Exhale, knees or chaturanga as we lower. Inhale, lift the chest, cobra or up dog. And then exhale, waves us back to that downward facing dog. Take a big breath. Sigh it out. Left side when you're ready. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale to bend into that left knee and open into the hip space. Again, think about trying to keep the armpits facing down towards the mat. Flex the left toes and then lift the left knee as high as we need to get that stretch. Holding it there, one last breath. Inhale, start to square off the hips. Exhale, left foot steps towards the left thumb. Doesn't matter if it doesn't get there, give it a hand. Lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. Inhale, reach it up, finding your Anjaneyasana, your low lunge. Little tilt of the pelvis there, roll the shoulders back. And again, think about that length through the sides of the waist. And one last breath. And then same again, we're going to bring that left forearm down to the left thigh, pivot on the right knee this time, and then reach the right fingertips. So start to lean into that left leg. Maybe that left knee comes over towards the toes and just expand. So turn the chest to the right. And again, think about this extended side angle shape with the upper body. We're not trying to like dump into the shoulder. We want to have a little space there. Reach up a little taller with the right fingertips. And again, we will flow with the breath. So if tapping the fingertips down feels a little bit too far, just bring the hand to the hip, or you could use a block. But when you're ready, inhale, bring it all the way down, tap. Exhale up. ease into that hip space. Inhale back. Exhale up. 2 more. Inhale back. Use the obliques. We haven't really got a choice. Bring it forward. Last one. Inhale. Exhale back. Hold for a breath. And then we inhale there. Exhale, right hand comes down, left hand frames the foot, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, 3-leg dog, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, a vinyasa if you would like it. Inhale to roll the body forward. Exhale through knees or chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, waves us back to our downward facing dog. Taking child's pose as well whenever it feels good to. Take a moment to reset the breath and take a moment to become aware again of what's going on in body and in mind. These hip focus flows can sometimes bring up emotion. So again, we notice just what's going on without judgment, without trying to change it. Just be aware of whatever comes up for you today. Take another breath. And then inhale, coming high on the toes. Exhale to soften the knees, making the way to the front of the mat via a step or a jump halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana, come into your fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, finding Tadasana, your mountain pose. Palms forward, eyes closed, soften. And breathe. Bring your attention to Mula Bandha, this pelvic floor area. We want a little bit of activation there. And then again, spine is long, shoulders roll back. Taking one last breath. And then as you inhale, reach the arms up, eyes open. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, chest lifts, flow with the breath. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep the arms up. So again, be expansive, move with your breath. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, soften and fold. 2 more there. Inhale to lift. Exhale, dive it down, hips back, chest forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, soften. Last one as we rise all the way up. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, come back into that fold. And then inhale, back to your halfway lift. Fingertips come down either to your block or the mat as we start to slide the left leg up and back, standing split. You've got a few options here. So we either stay in our standing split today or we take Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, right hand about a foot ahead to the right of the right foot. You may want to put your hand to a block, which I forgot. And then start to maybe open up left side. So we lift up that left arm and maybe rotate the chest towards the left. You could always take the gaze up. Ooh, a little extra balance challenge. And then final variation today is to maybe reach back and grab the left foot if it's there. If we wobble, we fall, we give it another go, or we take a moment to reset. Holding it there, one last breath. Wherever you went to, let's all meet by gently lowering left hand down towards the mat. Take an inhale, chest lifts halfway. Exhale, you're going to step that left foot back, kind of halfway. And then inhale through standing, reach the arms up, goddess. So turn to the left side, find Kali Mudra with the hands, point the toes out, point the heels in. So all fingers interlaced apart from first finger, breathe in. Exhale, we come into our goddess. Gently squeeze, or not gently actually, this is not, it doesn't often feel gentle, you can make it gentle, but this is a powerful posture. We couldn't really do kind of a feminine energy flow without a goddess. So squeeze into the glutes to open into the hip space. Lengthen through the spine. We might be shaking at this point. We are just holding this first one. Maybe we go a little bit lower. Again, tap into that power. You've got this. Hold, hold, hold. One last breath. And then inhale, straighten the legs. Release the hands to heart center, so palms together. Start to pivot, so left toes come to face in, right toes to the front of the mat, and then turn the chest over that right thigh. Breathe in. Exhale into our pyramid. So start to fold. If it feels good to you, you can keep either hands at heart center or maybe releasing the hands down, fingertips to the mat or a block. Take an inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to fold. 3 more like that. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, soften. 2 more. Pulling right leg back into the hip socket. Lengthen the chest forward and fold. Last breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Start to walk the fingertips just slightly forward, and that left foot is going to step to meet the right. Lift the chest halfway, breathe in. Exhale into your fold. This time pause for a couple of breaths. Option to take that grab of opposite elbows, maybe a little sway. Relax through head and neck. And 1 more. And then inhale, root to rise, come all the way to standing, reach the arms up. We'll go straight back down as we exhale, dive it down. Inhale, chest lifts halfway. Exhale, fold. Left side, inhale, chest lifts. Hands to the mat or to your block. Walk the hands forward, start to slide that right leg up and back. Again, maybe we stay here in a standing split today. See how that feels. Or you can begin to open up that right hip. Point the toes out. Left hand again about a foot ahead and to the left of the left foot. Maybe we turn the chest to the right. Maybe the gaze follows. Again, feeling into those wobbles. That final variation, oh, I'm not sure if I can do this side, is to grab the right foot. Wherever we are, come back to the breath. Last one. And again, wherever we went to, let's as controlled as we can. Meet back in that standing split. Right hand comes down. Start to soften through left foot so we can step the right foot midway. Come to standing, reach the arms up. Once more, Kali Mudra with the hands as we pivot to face the right now. Toes out, heels in, deep breath in. Exhale into that goddess squat. Last time we do this, squeeze through the glutes. Open into the hip space. You've got the option here if you would like to lift one heel, lift the other heel, or have a go at lifting both. And again, think about this kind of powerful root to rise. So think about the power coming from the legs, from the hips, from the glutes, and then lengthening up through the body. Keep those deep breaths. You can close the eyes, you can do whatever you want. If you need to shake it out, shake it out. I'm shaking. 1 more breath. And then straighten the legs. Ooh. Hands to heart center. We pivot the right toes in. Left toes come to face the front of the mat. Chest pivots to face the front. Inhale. Exhale. We fold. Again, hands is wherever feels most beneficial for you. It might be at heart center, it might be to the mat. If we brought the hands down, let's take a few of those waves with the breath. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. 2 more, pulling that left leg back as best we can. Inhale, lengthens the chest. Exhale, fold. Last one. And then inhale, find length. Soften into left knee, walk the fingertips forward. Right foot comes to meet the left. Next breath in, lengthens the chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale, lengthen the chest. And then exhale, heel toe the feet out. And roughly come into as wide as your mat. We're coming into our malasana, so start to ease the hips down and back. And a little option for your malasana today, I'm just going to walk back a little bit. You're going to come into your malasana, but we're going to keep this fluid. So see how it feels. Firstly, to kind of sway from side to side, gently encouraging each knee out. And then maybe we start to crawl the fingertips forward and start to lower the head down towards the mat. Easing from side to side into the hip space. But again, just kind of get a little bit creative. Of course, if you prefer to stay in stillness here, do that. Just see what feels good. A couple more breaths. And then wherever we are, let's begin to walk the hands in. Start to lift the sit bones up, come back into your fold. So heel toe the feet roughly to hips width. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chest lifts. And then exhale, plant the hands, a step or a jump back. Option to vinyasa here. Again, through knees or through chaturanga. Inhale, lift, lengthen, cobra or up dog. Exhale, waves us back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. This time, exhale, right knee slides towards that right wrist. And then lower it down onto the mat. Pigeon pose, wiggle the left foot back. Find your way into your pigeon pose today. So you might want to pop a block underneath that right hip or a cushion. Find length through the spine to begin, and then if it feels good too, we can fold it down. Moving that right foot to wherever allows us to stay in this shape and feel the most out of it. So we don't want to get ourselves into a position that feels like we're desperate to come out. But we do want to be feeling this sensation, this stretch through the right outer hip and glute. So find where that is for you. And then as best you can, allow the upper body to just soften and to relax. As we start to slow down, again, notice what arises here today. Notice how this movement, this opening, notice how it makes us feel. Notice any emotions, any thoughts. And then just let them be, guiding your attention back to the breath. Last one there. When you're ready, slowly walking the hands in, plant the hands down, we'll tuck the back toe under. We're just going to switch sides here. So send it all the way back to your downward facing dog, maybe having a little sway of the hips. And when you're ready, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee slides towards that left wrist. We wiggle the right leg back, trying as best we can to square off the hips here. Again, you might want to pop a block or cushion underneath left hip. You could always take reclined or seated pigeon if this doesn't feel good for you today, especially on the knees. And then choosing your variation from there. So if it feels good to you, you could fold down, relaxing into the upper body, into the head and neck. Be aware if we are holding on, if we're holding our body in a certain way. See if you can breathe and let it go. With each exhale, think about more softness, more ease. Okay, coming towards the last breath there. In your own time, nice and slow, no rush. Walking the hands back in. Once more, tuck the toes under. We'll meet back in that downward facing dog for the last time. A little sway of the hips from side to side. You could take a final vinyasa here if you would like it. And then we're all going to come to meet back seated. So either dropping the knees down or look forward as you finish your vinyasa, bend the knees, taking a little step or jump. We come through to seated. And then we're going to bring it all the way down onto our backs. So first of all, just wrap the hands around the shins, maybe sliding the feet in a little. Take an inhale to roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And then as you exhale, tuck chin to chest, maybe wrapping the arms around as far as they go. And just give yourself a nice little hug, a sway, if that feels good, a nice nurturing rock from side to side. And then from there, nice and slowly, start to slide the hands back down, roll the spine all the way down to the mat. And bring the knees with you, draw knees into chest. Take the arms out wide and then just take a little rock from side to side. Maybe dropping the head the opposite way. You could always hold one side if it feels good to. Again, just have a little check-in, see what feels nice. When you're ready, taking any final postures here, maybe a happy baby, if that feels like something that will be, or something that will help ease us into Shavasana. So if you want to go for a happy baby, either hands to the outside of the feet or hands behind the thighs. And again, you can take a little rock from side to side. You could work towards straightening one leg, the other, plant the other leg, or both. Try and gently ease the lower back into the mat. Maybe close the eyes. If there's any other postures at all that you find help, or a really nice closing sequence that you have, go for it now. And then in your own time, start to make your way down all the way onto your back. Maybe legs extended. If you want to continue with opening through the hips, you can take Supta Baddha Konasana with soles of the feet together. And then once you arrive there, see how it feels to just bring your hands just below the belly button. To just rest your hands in this space. Allowing the breath to settle into a slow, steady rhythm. Maybe feeling warmth from the hands there, or comfort, or this nurturing sensation for an area that we, again, hold so much energy, so much power, does so much for us. But we often don't pay that much attention to unless there is something wrong, unless there is pain. So today, just allowing the hands to rest. Allow the body to completely soften and relax. Appreciating everything that our body does for us. Appreciating the energy that we had today, the power that guided us through this practice. Knowing that no matter what we did, where we got to, that was where we were meant to be today, and that was right. Now giving yourself permission to rest, to relax. So often, as women, there is this underlying narrative that we're just expected to do it all. But knowing that rest is essential. We must first give ourselves this time. We must fill up our own cups before we give to others, whether it be work, family, friends, children. We must first take care of ourselves. And finally, just knowing that you are enough exactly as you are. So much of society, marketing is guiding us towards believing that we are not enough. So for the final few moments today, we'll be here in silence, reminding yourself there is nothing you need to change, that you are exactly as and where you need to be. If you have the time, please do stay in your Shavasana. If you would like to move on with your day, find in some movement through fingers, through toes. Maybe reaching the arms above the head, take a full body stretch. In your own time, either rolling onto your side or bring knees into chest. We'll ease ourselves to seated, keeping the eyes closed or gaze lowered. Once you arrive in that comfortable seated position, taking a roll back of the shoulders. And then bringing hands to heart center. We take a little bow down, forward, a bow of thanks, of gratitude, of appreciation for this practice that allows us to be here today, and for ourselves, for taking the time, for showing up. We'll end with one final releasing breath together. When you're ready, inhale, open mouth, let it go. Open the eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice today. As always, if you have a moment, I really appreciate if you enjoyed this, if you could subscribe or just leave a little comment. Just let me know how you found the practice. And yeah, give yourself a little bit of time now to kind of come back into the day. But hopefully I will be practicing with you here again very soon. Thank you.